Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning Quantum Leap homework session for Thursday, June the 5th, 2014. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the head moderator and founder of Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap is not a commercial venture. It is a private group of traders. We have a private Skype room. It's been around for coming up on 5 years now. And if you're interested in checking it out, you can send me a contact request at Doug_McKay. I'll be the one from Windsor, Ontario. Of course, our new website and my new venture with Stealth Trader and Epsilon will be up and running in the next month or so. If you want to get more information on Stealth Analytics and Stealth Trader and our new Stealth Alerts coming very soon, send me an email to email address d.mckay@stealthtrader.com. Each morning we come together and I do my market analysis and look at the structure of the market. We do go through a normal routine of looking at the macro to the micro. We look at the key numbers, then we look at the trends within the different time frames before we get into some more in-depth chart analysis, and then I set the trade levels for the day and the targets and my hypotheses. So if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, you will want to most likely skip ahead. We can't because we're preparing for the trade day and you have to have a normal routine. Of course, before we do anything, I have to get the legals out of the way, so let me get those done. This information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand the knowledge of the business of trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. You and only you are responsible for the trades or investment decisions you make. Trading futures or any instrument involves risk or loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to your financial situation. Only risk capital should be used for trading futures or options. Investors could lose more of their initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Any trades you see are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence and your own trade plan. Okay, so let's talk about the big news first, because we should discuss that. Of course, we had the ECB come out and state that that we are in a negative LIBOR, or sorry, a negative savings rate, meaning that the people that put their money in the bank have to pay the bank for that money, and I believe that is going to be headline risk as we get more information about that coming out all day. And because of that, a lot of people are going to start pulling their money out of the bank and looking for investments, and this top on this market is not looking like it's going to be over. I think we're going to get another move up. It doesn't mean that we can't get a rotation first to do that. Of course, we had job claims at 7:30 and Canadian building permits 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. The next big one is at 9 Central, 10 Eastern, and that's the Canadian IV PMI. And then we have natural gas at 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern. And then later today, we've got the FOMC member speaking at 12:30 Central, 1:30 Eastern. But again, the big, risk today is the headline risk of everything that's happening over in Europe with the, basically a zero LIBOR rate and a negative savings rate. So let's go and take a look at the key numbers. Of course, we just put in a new high. Let me just go see what that new high was. So we have a new high put in at 34.25, new all-time high. And new month high. And we'll worry about the week high later. I'll correct this numbers. So I mean, we're going to open up way outside of the range and outside of the value. So we have to look for initiative buyers stepping in. We're currently trading 31. I calculated the half gap fill at 32.25 at 28.75. So basically, you're going to be looking at that 28 area for a half gap fill towards the open yesterday. Let me just bring that back up. So we'll talk about that more when we get into the charts. No other numbers really are anywhere near us, so I'm just going to go right to yesterday's numbers. Yesterday we opened up the Globex at 1922.75, had a high in Globex at 23 and a low at 16. Then we opened at 1918.50 in range. We had an open auction in range. You can see that these numbers continue to trend up. We had normal variation. We broke the IB to the one side, had a opening swing high of 1975, opening swing low of 1750 for a 2 1/4. We were looking for a rotational day, and we got it. Our initial balance high, 22 1/4. Initial balance low, 1675 for a 5 1/2 point initial balance. And then all our intraday numbers were all higher again. You can see that these are all trending up. A couple, minor pullbacks on some of them, but the majority of them are been trending for now. Was it 12 days now? 12:30 number central 26, the high 27, the low 1675, and the close at 25.75, and our VPOC shifted back up to a new all-time VPOC high at 1926. The 20-day, sorry, my screen was freezing there for a minute. Our 20-day ATR targets again continue to compress. I can't state this strong enough that when you're getting a move outside of balance and into price discovery, but your ranges are coiling and constricting, that means a big move's coming. We're almost testing 11. I don't remember when we had an RTH range, 20-day ATR range this low for a long time. The full session range is now under 13.5, and our Globex is now close to 650. I mean, this is just incredible. But what's more incredible is we're doing it on extremely light volume. I mean, look how light this volume is. The VIX may be low, but there's a lot of fear in this market. They're just sitting on the sidelines. Our value area high was 26. Our 26.50. Our value area low was 21, and so 5 1/2 point value area. Again, pretty normal there. Your IB breakout was right inside the second pocket, which is the most highest probability of breaking the IB right now is between 9:45 and 10 Central, and we broke it to the high side. Going to the daily report and just check our 20-day ATRs. Of course, we just put that new high in at 1934 and so 34 1/4. I'm sorry, 34 1/4. And our low overnight was 24. So we have a 20-day ATR target to the upside at 1937.38. I'm actually looking at that 1938. I had a chat with FT yesterday, and he's got multiple measured moves at 38. Of course, my measured move was 31 that I was looking for yesterday, and of course we went and hit that in the Globex. And then our ATR target to the low side is 1921. All right, so let's go take a look at the trends macro to the micro. I mean, trend is very much intact. Good slope, good separation on the 9 and the 20, and this monthly trend is very much intact. Got a parabolic move this week. We broke out of the range, and we're getting a move away from the 9 EMA. This is a strong move. We're likely to go and sideways to close this technical gap on the weekly, but the trend itself is very, very much intact. And the daily is going to look very much like it's going to the moon. But the thing with the daily is we're not pulling away from the 9 EMA that strong. We got good slope, we got good separation. There's no real technical gap here right now. I mean, there's a little one, but it's not that big of a pullback. So the move is very strong to the upside. Going to the geometric chart, we're just riding this line, this center line of the upward sloping short-term fork that I added last week, and we're just riding that center line. And we're riding it up into this energy point. And this energy point is where I've got my eye on, which is at 1955.50 here. And that's where the long-term upward sloping fork, the intermediate upward sloping fork, and the short-term upward sloping fork are all coming and converging right here, and we're riding this line up. If we get a move stronger up today to test the upper line of the shorter time frame chart, it takes you up into that 1947, 1948 area. If we come back and test the center line of the lower time frame, it'll take you back into that 1925 area. Below that, you've got a move down to 1902, but I think that's way out of the question right now. I think the key is if we hold above the center line, or we just keep riding up and coming up to this energy point. So let's take a look at the composite and the big picture. So, we broke out of the major balance that was centered around 1865. We went up and we found balance back around that 1890, where they tried to hold value after making the all-time high at 1898.50. We accepted that value again, then we broke out, we gapped up, and then we came up and we accepted value here for 2 days in around that 1909. We broke out again, came back down, okay, found buyers where we accepted value higher outside of balance, and then we broke out of this mini balance here and got above that 1913.50. And then in the last 3 days, we have accepted value up here at 1921.75, and then of course we broke out of that yesterday and went up and tested that 1927, and then we broke out of that overnight and gapped up, and we're currently going to be opening outside of balance, outside of range on both the daily and the intraday. So one of the key levels you're going to watch is this 27, but let's go and take a look at what we've got overnight and then start moving our numbers over to our trading chart. So the overnight high right now is 34.25. Again, I've been talking about this, how we have a tendency lately of putting all-time highs in the Globex and then, going up and testing those numbers in the RTH range. We didn't quite get, there, last couple of days, but we got there overnight and then, put in a new high overnight. Our overnight low is 24. And our current VPOC we've left behind below us, but this could shift. So we have to keep an eye on this while we're doing our homework session. But I'm going to put it in here at 25.25. Sorry, my buttons have been really temperamental lately. What did I say that? 25.25. Okay, so we don't need this, and we don't need this. So we're actually going to open up a little bit lower. We're getting a little bit of rotation down. So if we opened up right here at 29, and our naked close is 25.75, the half gap fill now will be 27.25. So the half gap fill with an open in around 29 is going to be about 27.25. And that would actually bring us back down to test the range high from the prior day. So, what do we have to look for? Anytime you open up outside of value and outside of range, you have to think about looking for what type of open we get and whether or not we get initiative buyers stepping in and taking us higher. We've got a 96% probability of taking out the overnight high or the overnight low. The key line in the sand is going to be, this half gap fill and coming down to test the range high from yesterday. So the trade area is at 27, and then if we come down here and you see responsive buyers stepping in to hold above the range, you can look to get long with a rotation back up towards the overnight high. But there's really no guidance up here. We had the measure move at 31, but it got taken out. I'm going to put it back in here as a first target above range because if we hold above range, I think we'll come up and take it. But the problem is you've got no edge right here at all until you get down to 27. So what you've got to do here is you've got to watch what type of open we have and watch if you get those initiative buyers stepping in. So the only trade while we're up in this area is to the long side if you see a beginning of an open drive and they're moving strong with the initiative buying coming in and your delta's popping and you're getting all your other indicators showing to the long side. You can't short it right here because all the risk right now, as when we're outside of range, is to the upside. Now, if we get down to this 27 and we break back below that, that's the first spot you can really look to get short. And it's really going to be scalping to the short side today with the risk to the upside. So below 27, look for a rotation down to test the range, the value area high up here at 26.50 and most likely pop through it and come down and test this 26. So I will, if I see strong selling coming in, I would take the break below 27. The problem is you've got the 26.50 right there, so you've got to be really, really, involved in the trade with this trade if you take it here. Then look for the rotation down to the naked VPOC and the naked close at 25.75. So you got the 25.75 and 26 sitting right there with the overnight VPOC, 2 ticks below at 25.25. And then you've got the overnight low at 24. Now, you've got this 24 CLVN right here and the overnight high. So I would be using this as a target and a trade area because below 24, I think we'll come down back down to the microcomposite VPOC where they accepted value down here for the last 3 days at 21.75. So 21.75 is going to be the target inside of range. And then just below it at 21, you've got the value area low. So if we get inside of this 26.50, look for these targets to get taken out, and then we get an 80% rule and a value area play down towards this 21. And at 21, look for, between 21 and 21.75, look for responsive buyers to step in there. So I'll be looking at this 21. The other side of balance on that is down here at this 19.75. And so that's going to be the next area down here. And that's this LVN, an LVN from yesterday and the CLVN. But you can see how convoluted it's getting in this area between 24 and 1975. So use 24, as the area to get short into all these targets, but keep a tight rein on your stop. Keep moving your stop in, lock in profits. Today's going to be very, very tricky trading. So don't be a hero. Don't get a bias, to one side or the other. Pick your spots. Pick your risk and just stick to it. because it's going to be a rocky ride today. The only smart trade and easy trade is they come down here and they reject 27 and a quarter, 27 area, and then they step in and they rip us higher. That's the only safe trade right now. Everything else has got to be, very carefully planned, and stick to your plan. Don't get stuck in positions today. Take your losses quickly, or just take the day off and let this play out. Remember, out is a position as well. Let's take a look at the Russell. Well, actually, let me just finish this because, below 19, you've got this area right here. This is still undetermined fair value, but you've got 18 and a quarter is down here at your value area low for your microcomposite, but it's really 16 that I'll be watching, and below 16, then I think we're to the short side, and this would be my main line in the sand to get further short and get majorly short, because then you've got this 1350 as the next target below, and below that you've got 12, and then you've got that 08, 09 area, and I'm going to use 09, and that's my that's going to be my extended target to the low side if we get some type of a sell-off today. I mean, we've just been going parallel. I don't think we're going to get a sell-off. I think we're going to stay outside of this. We're going to come down and test this 27, and then if my main hypothesis is a rejection of the range from the prior day and a move higher up towards this 31 and 34 with a measured move up at 38.
Okay, just a minute. I'm finding this.
38, and then I've got one at 55 that I'm watching.
Okay, here we
I mean, it's
25.
not anything to really guide us well up here, except if you get into your fibs and your measured moves or your Elliott wave counts. And I'm not going to trade off of those. I'm just going to trade off of what the auction gives me. Going to the Russell.
Yep.
All right, so far overnight we have a Russell high at 38.10.
Yep. We'll both do it.
And a low of 28.90.
Do it, and I'll get optimist doing it for you, regardless of if I have done helping.
Okay, and I've already got my numbers in here, so basically same thing. You're going to open up out of range and out of value. Now the good thing with the Russell is we're not at all-time high, so we do have guidance here within the long-term composite. So right now, we're below this 35.50. If we stay below this 35.50, you want to look for a rotation back towards the key number that we were looking to the upside yesterday, which was that 31.40. Inside of the 31.40 area, you're going to come down. We're going to be testing the value area high from the prior day at 30.80, and then if we get inside the range, get inside of value, look for the overnight low to get taken out, and the naked close and the naked VPOC. All kinds of targets in here between 28 and 29. And then the other side of that balance below is the LVN from the upper distribution from yesterday. We got a bit of a double distribution from yesterday, and a test of this 26 and a quarter. Below 26 and a quarter, your targets are 24.75, and then looking inside of value, your 80% value area play down to 22.50, and then below that you've got the key line for me, which is the 17. But you've got the major magnet in between, which is your composite VPOC at 1121.20. But we've been getting into this area and just chopping around. But it will below the 31. This 21 will come into effect with this 24.70, just above it. If we stay outside of the range and we break above this 35, the overnight high, you'd be looking to get taken out at 38 with this next target up at 39. 39 is a former microcomposite VPOC where we tried to hold value prior, but the big number above us is 4250. Now we get above 4250, we got a really strong target up here at 46. And if we get above 4250, I would get long, and long and strong into 46, if not going up and testing the value area high from where we tried to hold value up here at 46, and that's in that 52 area. Really it's the 49 to 52 area target above the 46, which would be the test of the other side of balance. So that's what I'm looking at in the Russell. And then going to gold.
So I'll work on that. When did we want to send that?
Gold, we went up and tested the CLVN up here at 56. This is a key area. We came down. We found buyers down here in around the 44, 45. We said look for a move down to 41. We got a little bit pushed through from 41 down to 20, and then the buyers stepped in, took us up. They rejected so far, getting above the CLVN. The key line today is going to be right here at 1250.75. Below 1250.75, look for a rotation down to 47 because that's going to, give you a move down to the most accepted price within this smaller distribution area and the value area high of the 3-day composite that we just, the 3-day microcomposite that we just broke out of, and test that. And then if we get inside of that, the key number below us is this 1245 and 1244. Below 1243, then I think we get a move back down to 1241, and I think we come down this time and test the other side of balance down here at 3850. Above 56, look for 59 and 62. There's not a lot up here. You've got the 58 is the key, first target above 56 because that's three different microcomposite VPOCs. This one right here, you can't see it, but that was a major balance area that we chopped around for a while, and then we came up and tested it, found sellers, came back, went back down, came up, and then we accepted that value just before we made the big move up. So above 56, you're looking at 58, 59, and then 62. You see that that was also a microcomposite. It's hard to see it, but it's there. And then the other side of that balance is 66. And once we're above 66, then I think we're in the we're going to be pulled into the 75 area, and we've got the composite VPOC still up here at that 1293. And my my VPOC, the composite VPOC, goes back all the way to October 24th, 2008. So if we get back up into above the 60s, I think that will get that move back up and move back up into the major balance around that 1293. So that's going to complete the homework session. Holy cow, I got through that pretty quickly, didn't I? As always, trade well, trade safe, and we will catch you on the flip side. Well, actually, let me do one thing. I want to just do a full download because I want to see if our overnight VPOC shifted. So just give me a minute to do this. I guess we've got a couple minutes if anybody's got any questions for me.
What's up, Buttercup? Where are you? We're going to the thing. Chopping block? Yeah. Did it already? Did you look up my thing's website? Dr. K? Smell cloudy?
All right, so let's just check to see if we did get a shift. All right, no shift, so the overnight VPOC still remains down here at 25 and a quarter.
Well,
All right, I'm going to shut down the recording. This will complete the homework session. Trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.